I'm Ashley.
I'm Moriah.
And this is Kinda Everything.
Welcome back.
We're so glad you're here.
Yay! We're recording on a Saturday morning this time, so this one I'll be a little more...
Enthusiastic?
Yeah, we'll have a little more energy this time.
I was telling my mom that we recorded after work, and it was like a long day for both of us.
Yes.
And I was like, I feel like we did have some good things to say, but it was definitely not as enthusiastic as we normally are.
No.
And she was just like, well, just drink coffee. And I'm like, oh, that's the plan.
Yes. As you can see, we have our coffee.
If you're watching,
yes.
we have our coffee.
Yeah, thank you for saying that for the audio listeners. But I specifically put these in here so that you could see one of our friends made these lovely...
They're called mug rugs.
Mug rugs. They're like coasters, for those who are not watching.
Coaster. Barely even know her.
Oh my gosh. And we're already at it. Yeah. But anyways, they're like these cute little coasters.
They're super
cute.
They're
just like super cozy.
And they match our personalities. Mine is like mustard yellow and white, and hers is all purple.
I did that on purpose.
Very indicative to our favorite colors and our friendship. So
yes,
love it.
I did that on purpose because I thought it would be fitting.
Okay, I was like, what word are we going?
I thought it would be what?
Hello?
Hello?
Are you there? Last night, my husband and I were watching Survivor before we went to bed, and I don't know what it was about this episode, but the pauses in between like dramatic scenes, the screen would go black for like 4 seconds. I thought our TV died, and I was just laying there. I was like, hello, and then it came back on. I was like, oh, we're good. That was dramatic for no reason.
It did like a commercial cut, but there's no commercial.
Exactly. Yeah, because we pay for no commercials on Paramount Plus so that we can just watch the whole episode all the way through.
The drama.
Yes.
Oh,
it's true.
Gosh, that's so funny.
I'm not kidding. It was like 2 a.m. and our friend got us hooked on Survivor. I talked about this either last episode or a sneak peek or something. And so we started watching it, and then all of a sudden we were like, why are there so many commercials if we're already paying for this? And we're like, oh, $2 more for commercial free? Add to cart. Like, we immediately were like, yes, that's it.
Yes.
I mean, we're not kidding. It was like a 2 a.m. decision. It probably wasn't the best 2 a.m. decision, but $2, I mean, it's better than getting like a Big Mac from McDonald's at 2 a.m.
Hey, and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Cheaper than a Big Mac.
And it pays for itself, baby.
There
so
you go. Yeah. Don't have
we
to watch
watched hours of Survivor at this point.
I know. Like,
well,
we should come up with, like, if we accidentally like dox ourselves, we can like come up with like sound bites to put over it.
Oh, we're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, we could like work could be one of them.
Okay, but you have to record that because you do it so much better than I do.
Deal.
I love it.
I'll do it.
Oh my goodness. Anyway.
Yeah. One of our friendship isms is also just like living in the moment and being silly like this, so we're glad that you get to be a part of it. The other day we were in the pool. I'm house sitting for a family member right now, and part of the amenities is having access to the neighborhood pools, plural.
Bougie.
So
we were in the family friendly one because it was less crowded than the one we call Las Vegas.
Yes.
Because it's not as crazy.
Yeah. Uncle Joe, if you're listening, you know what I'm talking about.
Thanks, Uncle Joe. You're a real one.
Yeah, thanks, Uncle Joe and Sarah. Love you guys. Anyways, so we went to the pool, and our friend who asked permission if we could say her name's Lauren.
Yes. That is Basil's mom, for anyone wondering. Basil's
mom from callback from our last episode.
Yes. Our sweet Basil boy.
Yes. Anyways, so anyway, Lauren was starting to do tricks in the pool, and I was like, I want to do tricks in the pool. So about like 1 second after she goes in for a backward somersault in the pool, I was
she would say, a back flip.
Yeah, which I wouldn't classify as a backflip because that makes people think like you're out of the pool and like backflipping, you're gonna like hit your head and break your neck kind of thing.
True.
But anyways. I really wanted to get in on this backflip action.
So I dared her to do it.
And I was like, okay, bet. So I start going in the backflip as Lauren's still underwater. And she comes up. She's got a calf cramp really bad.
My calf is spazzing.
And then I come up and I'm like, ow, my calf is cramping so bad.
I mean, she just starts hooping and hollering.
I'm sure
the neighbors were like, what is happening over there? We're just swimming.
Okay, but if you've ever woken up with one of those calf cramps before,
a Charlie horse in the middle of the night,
oh, you're like have tears streaming.
Grab the pickle juice.
tears streaming down your face. It hurts so bad. And I was like, Ashley, rub it out. And she's like, shit. I'm like, no, it hurts so bad.
Hooping and hollering. Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to stretch her calf out in the pool.
Yeah, it felt like a rock.
It was balled up pretty tight.
It was
funny. It was funny.
Another day in the life of Moriah and Ashley.
Playing mermaids in the pool.
Playing mermaids in the pool.
It was so much fun, though.
It was.
We got to swim twice last week. And, of course, like, I don't have a pool at my house.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get a kiddie pool so we can just, like, dip our feet in when it's hot. But it's not the same as, like, being able to go underwater and swim from one side to the other.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
It's funny because she said it's not like being able to go underwater, says the person who didn't go underwater.
That's valid. Times. I don't like going underwater, but y'all do. That's what I'm saying though. Yeah.
Like having the option.
I say we as a collective friend group.
Okay.
I like to have the option, but I don't enjoy getting my, like, I think it's something about wearing contacts. I don't like going underwater.
Yeah.
Because then you come out and then you've got water in your eyes and then you're like, your contact can like fold up in your eyelid. Yeah. It's a whole thing. And
I get it with the contacts. That's why I don't really wear contacts, because they are more pain than they're worth, in my opinion.
And I've just worn them since like 6th grade. So
yeah, that's fair.
Plus I haven't bought new glasses since 2012. So it's on the docket, but we're not there yet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Life is just
like the perfect glasses, and they're expensive.
They are.
Contacts are expensive. Glasses are. Being alive is expensive at this point.
Being alive. Being alive.
I mean, it's true. It's true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so real. Life is just. Life
is a lot.
Your life is a lot.
Yeah.
It's just full of all kinds of moments, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of, that's literally the perfect segue into what we're talking about today.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like I planned it.
Because you did. Surprise, Sade!
Surprise, there's intentionality here, folks.
Oh man, we be yapping, but it's with a purpose.
It is.
So anyway, what are we talking today? What are we talking today?
Today we're going to talk about just part of our stories and healing, our healing journey with grief and joy and friendship and community. And what we have learned, what we're still learning and in process about.
Yeah.
We're not going to share every detail because
it's a lot. A lot of it's really personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's not like you can't get the gist by what we talk about.
That, and also, like, we don't need to traumatize other people.
Retweet.
In the process of sharing our story, we can share what's valuable without re-traumatizing ourselves and traumatizing other people. So
yeah. And like we talked about earlier, you know, for me personally, one of the biggest things is like when I like am in the middle of a hard thing, like what we've been going through, or just a situation you're like, I didn't see myself here, being able to like find comfort in other people's stories that are either in something similar or have gone through the same thing, and being like, okay, they're on the other side and they're doing well. Like, we have survived. We are still thriving. Yeah. Like, we are still moving forward. You know, like, we talk a lot about grief as like, you don't move on, but you figure out how to move forward.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, if we can be a light in someone's life, like if this speaks to you, please let us know, reach out, send us a DM. Like, you know, if it doesn't speak to you, thanks for listening, you know, but for me in the middle of my grief, it was really helpful to hear stories of hope and just like validation of like, your feelings are real and this really sucks and it's so hard, but like, there's hope on the other side. There is a silver lining on this storm cloud. Yeah. There is a rainbow at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
Or just like learning, I think something like getting into it a little bit already, but like just learning.
Yeah, you can tell your story first, and since you're getting into it, let's do it.
But I think like something the value that I'm hoping that other people can get out of it, that I'm getting out of this journey of life, is just really getting to experience life to the full. And I think part of that is experiencing the pain of loss and grief, and because I think in that depth of pain is also this realization of how deeply you can love,
for sure,
which is like crazy, but also something to be sought after, which is like so deep.
Yeah, it is.
It's so deep, but it's like I don't know. I think that is what life is all about, is truly enjoying and loving one another and life. And it's hard when we lose the opportunity to love, and I think that's what grief is, right? Is like love that's been lost.
Absolutely.
Or severed, right? But it's like just getting to experience life to the full and experiencing joy in the same space as loss and grief,
For sure. I had a counselor, I'm going to interrupt real quick. I had a counselor one time that told me, if you're trying to numb out your feelings so that you don't feel the pain and the grief, you also numb out the joy and the happiness.
Yeah.
And, they're both super painful, but I always think of Inside Out.
Yeah.
When we talk about how grief and joy can coexist, because they literally did at the end of the movie, they made new core memories, and it was sadness and joy.
Yeah.
And it was like a core memory that was yellow and blue, and it was both. And I think that is so, like, emotions are not just you only feel this and you only feel this. Like, they're so much more deep and intertwined than that. And I think that speaks to like how we were created.
I agree.
Our God is bigger, and he feels all of the things, and he gave them to us to feel all of those things.
Yeah.
And so I think when you just choose to numb out, you're really selling yourself short of the beauty of being able to speak into each other's pain.
Yes.
Speak hope and life into each other's pain.
Yes.
And in your own life.
Well, it's because you're like, when you're numbing and becoming apathetic, you're creating so much distance from reality.
Yeah.
And so you're not present. You're not living in the moment.
Yeah.
You're not living
You're missing out on depth of life.
Which I think part of healing is experiencing those moments of apathy, because it becomes too much for our bodies and our hearts.
But you just can't stay there.
Yes, but I think I think moving through it, right? Like that concept of just moving forward in it, being like, okay, this is where I'm at today.
Yep.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
I need to feel it and then continue to move forward and take one bite, one day, one moment at a time.
Yeah.
And then those moments become bigger, and you're able to, handle more and more capacity wise. But I
agree.
You just like end up being so distant from yourself, even like, and then it's counterintuitive, because then you're not able to even process joy
and then all of a sudden you're like, how'd I get here?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm depressed and feel like crap and wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've definitely never been there. I don't know what you're talking about. That's definitely not familiar territory for both of us.
Not at all. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
So do you want to start with your story? And
yeah. I kind of just want to touch on start with healing a little bit, and then I can move into some more details of what healing more specifically has looked like for me.
Okay. Oh, do you want to do a trigger warning?
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah. So today, part of our stories are really hard, like we kind of touched on a little bit. There's some truly traumatic things that we've experienced. And as much intentionality as we've put into this, we're people and we're just having a conversation. Yep. So some things may come out that we didn't plan to say. That might be hard. Or just hard topics in general.
Yeah.
And so today we're going to touch on miscarriage and loss and infertility. And we're also going to be talking about divorce and possibly some abuse as well. So if that is too much for you today, that's okay. We're just glad that you're here, and if you need to click off, then that's totally fine. But feel free to come back when you're ready. If there's something that you can get out of our story, that's great. Or if you just want to come back on another day, then that's great too.
True. And if you just are not in a place to listen to it at all, we're not going to be offended.
No.
So you're seen and you're loved, and we know how it feels. So.
Yes. Yeah. This is just your heads up if you don't have capacity for that right now.
Some things just feel heavier on days of heavy grief.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine.
For sure.
Yeah. So something that I'm learning in my healing journey is just as I look back, I used to think healing was I look at people in my life who've been through really hard things, and I'd be like, oh, they've obviously like never they're never looking back, right? They're not looking back, they're over it. They're stronger for it. Almost like this concept of they've extracted the good, they've extracted the lesson from that hard season, and now all the pain that they experienced is just far removed from them. And almost like this picture of having it together, having your act together, because you know that hard stuff's like beyond you.
Because you've already healed.
You know, it's beyond you.
We burned it in the campfire. We're done.
Yeah. You could like leave the pain behind. You don't have to take it with you. It doesn't impact your daily life. It doesn't impact your relationships. No, I don't know. And I also, something I'm really wrestling with too, like still now, both in retrospect and currently, with my perspective on healing and just kind of being undone in general, is like this operational belief that I have to have it together all the time. Like, and it's not that I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm a human and I have struggles and I have, you know, hard days and stuff like that. Like, that's normal. I'm not afraid to admit that. But there's this like core belief that if I become too undone or too, like, I have to contribute something. I have to contribute something good and work for getting my needs met or getting care and love. And so it's just really interesting now that I'm aware of that, working through that and trying to let myself sit in a place of being undone and unraveled and like in process. Yeah. And I think that that's part of healing too. It's kind of like a reality check, you know, like coming to that place of realizing that you are in pain and life is hard, and that's okay. Like, and that's okay, which really these are things that we say, I think, a lot in our culture, which I'm grateful that our culture is like becoming more accepting of people being people and being messy.
There's a lot less stigma about talking about hard things.
But I think that it takes time and practice to actually implement that into your life and beliefs.
Absolutely.
Like, you can say until you're blue in the face, but that doesn't mean that it affects how you deal with pain and grief and stuff like that.
Well, and I think also, like, we talk a lot, you know, if we cry, like, I'm sorry for crying, and we look at each other like, literally, what are you apologizing for? That is what community is. That's what our friendship is like, you get to show up however you are that day. And the amount of tears that we've shed together, we could probably fill an ocean at this point. And so to me, it's like, no, that's the point of being together, is you don't have to apologize for feeling your feelings. Like, that's part of the healing process to move forward.
It is. So part of that for me is like, part of that for me too is like, as I was preparing for like what we're going to talk about today, because we're going to talk about our stories a little bit, and it's like kind of nerve-wracking a little bit.
I told you in the poll on Wednesday, I am not looking forward to this because I know I'm going to cry, and it's hard. It's just hard.
It is.
When you're in the middle of grief.
It's okay. It's okay to cry.
That's okay. But when you're in the middle of it, it's just hard because you want to show up and you want to be strong. But showing up is being strong a lot of the time.
Yeah. Retweet that, dude. Write that in your journals. That's so good. Showing up is being strong. I think that's... I think
because you're not like laying in your bed in your depression. And there's a time for that.
Yes.
I had that.
Well, and there's days like that.
For sure.
But I think that's something I'm learning too, is like showing up looks different depending on where you're at too.
Absolutely.
And just like learning that, like,
we
sometimes all you have is like, you know, like this for those who can see on YouTube, like all you have is this cup that's like, you know, a third of the way full. And that's full for you today. Like that's as much as you're going to be filled up today. And that's you're giving your all is that 1/3.
Yeah.
Whereas like it might look different. You might show up, you know, in comfier clothes and like not having makeup on and your patience may be less, you know, or you might be on the verge of tears the whole time, but like you're showing up with everything you have, and that's like.
Why are you talking about me? I'm right here.
No, but I'm saying you as like in general.
I know. I'm just teasing you.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was like, we have to add some humor in this, or I'll just straight cry the whole time because it is hard.
Which is the whole time. Yeah.
If you're an empathy crier, don't watch this on YouTube.
I know. I'm like almost on the verge of tears as you're crying.
We don't have to look at each other.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you just kind of start with like, just like a baseline of beginning of, I feel like you're a large part of the pinnacle of your story, if you want to say that. The mountaintop of this grief journey started last summer.
Yes, it did.
Like a year ago yesterday.
A year ago tomorrow. Which technically...
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I think days-wise, it would be Monday. It was Monday night.
Okay.
I remember very vividly.
Because I was thinking we moved into our house on the 15th, and 3 days later you moved in.
Yeah. It's foreshadowing. Yeah. So, let's just dive into that, I guess. So you guys have some context as to what I'm healing from.
Yeah. What you're comfortable with, friend.
Yeah, for sure. So for those of you, I know there's some who do know like my story in more detail than I'm probably going to share today. But for those of you who don't know, buckle up.
Buckle up, buttercup. Put the safety bar on the roller coaster down.
Ready?
Hands, feet, and objects inside the cart at all times.
Don't forget to smile for the picture on the way down. 3, 2, 1, go. Coping with humor already, and we haven't even started.
I know, I'm over here petting Lucy's ears because velveteen ears are therapy for me. They just know. She said I saw Mom cry, so I had to come up there.
Oh, I love her so much. So something looking back right a year ago, that I'm realizing now, like in my story is, I used to be married. Okay.
It's weird to hear you say.
I used to be married. It is so weird. It's weird that it's coming out of my mouth. Yeah. Yeah, I was married from 2017. And we physically split last year in July.
Yeah.
And so how many years is that?
7.
Yeah. 7.
Right?
Yeah. Yes. 2024. Yep.
Yeah. 7 years.
Yep.
Look at
7 years.
Quick math.
Look at you go.
That'll never happen again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Together for like 8. And good gravy. This is so harder than I thought. I rehearsed in my brain so many times.
I told you that I was. Woo! It's hard.
Anyway, so yeah, I used to be married for 7 years. We were together for 8 years. And last year in July, we already covered that's like a milestone. I had to leave. Me and my roommate had to leave our home for our safety.
Yep.
For our physical, emotional, spiritual safety. So, there's a lot of events that led up to that point, especially that week. But I mean, for years, you've been friends with me for almost 5 years now.
Yeah, something like that.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And
It's been a
that's
minute.
crazy, bro. It's like blink, and it's been like
literally. It was yesterday we moved here. Don't push buttons.
But just like in the years leading up to that, there were a lot of checkpoints in time where I would call Ashley crying, or I'd call.
Or come sit on my porch.
And
drink some hot tea and talk. Yeah.
And just like this, coming to this realization that I was in an abusive relationship, which is super tough. Mm-hmm. Which is super tough, doesn't even begin to cover it. Yeah. So, anyways, like, crazy what's happened from that point last year to now, what happened in the years before that too, just coming to that point, right? Like we said, like, that numbing out reality, that was my life for so long, because if I felt and sat in what was truly going on, that means that I would have to act and do something, and I didn't feel like I was strong enough, and I was too scared of what would happen if I did. And
it's a hard place to be.
It is. Yeah. And push came to shove, that week prior to me and my roommate leaving, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating. Mm-hmm. I was in and out of panic attacks for days. I thought something was wrong with me physically. Yeah. And we left for our safety, like, with the plan to come back, right? Like, I thought, like, I was having a mental health crisis, which, like, part of it was that I was having a mental health crisis. Yeah. But I wasn't the source of the mental health crisis. Mm-hmm. Which was the part that was really hard for me to accept. Yeah. And it still is really hard to accept that, because when you are married to someone, you love them, and you don't ever imagine, like, I never imagined that would be my reality. I never imagined that would be my reality. Mm-hmm. That where I am today would be my reality. Like,
well, when you marry someone, you don't plan for leaving. No. You don't plan for the fallout of that. You plan your future around that person. Right. And I think it's almost like it's a death of a relationship. And I feel like it's like when you lose someone, like, y'all are no contact. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a big deal. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to help me, like, make it less scatterbrained, because it's hard. I think you're doing good. Okay. Yeah. I was like, if this is scatterbrained, please give me some grace, because this, like, I am coming up on the anniversary of it. It's pretty.
Well, and there was just so much that, like, went into the decision of you leaving, and like, just so much has transpired. Yeah. Since. Yeah. Like, it. And for your safety, and to respect him as well, because that's a big part of your heart is respecting him. Yeah. Like, you're not going to go into all of the details.
No, I don't want to. And I think also, like, just like a sidebar about abuse really quick, that I'm learning, is there's so much stigma, I think, with abusive relationships. Like, I had to overcome a lot of belief about my self-worth. Mm-hmm. Like, thinking that, like, I was a victim, and like, and then what did that mean about my spouse? Because, he's, like, I'm air quoting for those who aren't watching, he's an abuser now. Uh-huh. And it's like, what does that mean? And
there's so many different types of abuse. Yeah. And, like, it's not, I feel like traditionally people just think it's like you're getting beat up every day, and there's so much more that goes into abuse than just physical. Yes. And so it's complicated.
It is so complicated. I'm
really thankful for your counselor.
Me
because that is way above
too,
my pay
bro.
grade.
Shout out to my counselor, dude. She is a real one. We were just crying together last week. She
is a beautiful soul.
She is a beautiful soul. Yeah. And she's very wise, and she's very good at her job, and I'm just really grateful for her. Yes. Anyways, with the stigma of, like, abuse and stuff, like, having to overcome that belief of, like, of that heavy, like, title label, you know what I mean? Yeah. And just realizing that's, like, it's like my dad says, like, if it's a duck, call it a duck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it's a duck.
It's just the reality of the life that you're living at the moment, or lived.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so part of my healing in this whole process too has been like, just because I do love and I do care, is I've gained so much understanding for, one, people who are in my shoes in the situation, but also for people who are in my spouse's shoes.
For sure.
And just like,
and the hurt and misplaced identity that he had that led to the situation y'all were in.
Yeah. And just being like somebody that I care about does not understand how cared for they are and doesn't understand what it's like to be on the other side of them.
Yeah.
And that's the part that sucks, because if they did and they could see that and they could like, and I think that translates to like so many relationships, like parent relationships and like sibling relationships. There's a lot of people that I know, that we know, who have really difficult relationships with people who just can't see how they are treating the people that love them in their life.
There's not like a self-awareness.
Yeah. And there's just so much pain, especially as you genuinely love someone, because you're like, in order to maintain my sanity, in order to be able to be a functioning person, I have to create distance, which sucks.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was like a huge rabbit trail, but yeah, so to sum up my scatterbrain rabbit trail thing really quickly, I am coming out of a 8-year relationship that I was in doubts. I was doubting the belief that it was abusive for a long time. I wouldn't accept that, and I finally realized it. My body made it impossible for me.
Yeah, it really did.
And also trigger warning about like mental health stuff too. I got to the point that I was pretty close to committing suicide.
Yeah.
Multiple times, and God did not let that happen. It's honestly kind of crazy. We should talk about that in depth more sometime. I totally would talk about that more.
Yeah. We definitely can.
Yeah, because it's kind of crazy. Maybe we can, when we get into like what our hopes are for the future and stuff, and I can talk about some stuff that I've been like chewing on and I'm excited about. I can talk about just that like piece. That's something I've been reflecting on, is just where I've come from in the last year to where I am now. Being able to even dream at all is crazy.
It's a big deal.
It's crazy, bro.
It's been really fun. Like Lauren and I were talking about that with her in the pool earlier this week. She was just like telling us some dreams that she had, and Lauren, it was just like so simple and so profound of like, how cool is it that we get to celebrate you dreaming again?
Yeah.
Because you have been in like such a shell of a person for a really long time. Yeah. And to watch you come out of that and just bloom, like the lights back in your eyes and just so full of life and love. And it's truly an honor to be with you watching that.
Yeah. I remember there was a moment last year when, because like she said earlier, me and my roommate came and moved in. We shacked up over here. But there was a moment where she was like, it's really hard seeing one of your closest friends like be a shell of a person. And it's crazy to just, I don't know, I've had no choice in a lot of ways to like trust you and trust my community, and it's well placed trust. Like you're trustworthy. And just to hear that, and then hear you guys be like, Moriah, you've grown so much, and like I trust you, so I have to believe you. You know what I mean? Like, I have to believe you.
Well, you know, I don't say things I don't mean.
I know, that's so true. So real.
Not a fan of sugarcoating stuff.
I'm not either, but I do like to try to soften the blow if I can. But sometimes I'm like, don't hate me. I don't know how else to say this.
You in the car this morning. We dropped my car off to get an oil change because my husband's, out in the wilderness fishing. And she was like, so I know that I told you no to shopping today, but I had a friend call last night and she needs a friend today. And I was like, I'm not even mad. Like, how can I be mad about you caring for someone else?
I know. I just feel bad. Sometimes one of my other friends, we were driving home from high school youth camp, which was crazy. I'll have to tell you about that some other time. So cool.
The last night was a lot of fun. I will say that.
Yeah.
I drove up for the last night. It was a blast.
But we were talking about how, sometimes we wish we could be in multiple places at once just because there's so many people that we love.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's exhausting. But,
for sure.
We love them. And
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sometimes I wish. But then I wouldn't be me. The only person who can be everywhere at once is God. So.
I was literally thinking in my head, well, we're not God. So.
Yeah. Literally.
Not possible.
That was my response to her in the car. I was like, oh. Good thing you're not God, huh?
Yeah.
Because that would be a problem if you thought you were.
Yes, it would be.
So, yeah. And are there any, clarifying questions regarding my story you think that'd be good for them to know? Or, I know that felt super scatterbrained. I've rehearsed it, but it's hard when you're, live telling the story.
I don't know. I guess because I just know the whole background of your whole story.
Mm-hmm.
I've walked in it. To me, it made sense.
Okay. Yeah, she has context to fill in, but I'm sure that yeah, I tried to summarize that in a couple sentences at the end just in case it didn't make any sense.
Do you want to briefly touch on when you first came to live with us
mm-hmm.
and you were in the pits of grief? What was that like for you?
Oh, I was on freaking suicide watch, dude, for a week.
Yeah, we had at least one person at my house every day to just be with you and make sure you were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took shifts.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so hard, I think, because I was just so in so much pain
mm-hmm.
that I didn't feel like a person.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
You're just I'm a blob and it just hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep still. Mm-hmm. I was in and out of panic attacks. I remember I gave my phone to one of you. I don't remember who it was. Because there was a lot of stuff going on my phone that I just was not helpful for me in the state that I was in. It was not helpful.
It was blowing up.
And
not in a good way.
No, and there were just concerns for my safety and concerns for both from myself and from outward sources.
I will say, it was a blessing that we had just moved.
It was.
No one knew where you were.
Yes.
Except the people that needed to know.
Exactly.
And
that was a God thing.
Absolutely. You were truly able to just come put yourself together in some way, so you could at least get up and be okay, what's the next step?
Yeah.
Because we hid your car in our garage, we drove you around, no one knew where you were. You're the people that, we said, the people that needed to for your safety knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a wild time.
It was crazy. Again, none of this was planned, so it was just
and it also wasn't public knowledge.
No.
People would ask where's Moriah? I'm she's in a safe place. That was my response.
Yeah.
Because I'm not everyone needs to know all your business all the time. I still feel that way.
Yeah, I agree.
If someone comes up to me and oh, Moriah, divorce, blah, blah, blah. I'm we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
It's only happened once. No, I think people just know, it's not going to happen. I'm she'll tell you what you need to know.
Yeah. Well, and truly, it's just it's truly out of respect for everyone in this situation. I'm even now, during the podcast, I'm trying to be so intentional about what I'm sharing because of what I shared earlier, about when you care about someone and truly understanding that hurting people hurt people.
Yes.
And so it's I just have so much compassion and understanding that people who hurt other people are also hurting and they deserve to be respected and protected and loved and cared for regardless of their actions, right? Like they're loved for who they are, not what they do.
Yeah.
And it's hard to like maintain that because there's moments where you're like angry and you just want to be like, well, if only you knew blah 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 blah, you know.
But I think that just speaks to your character, like, again, how much you've grown and matured. I mean, from the get-go, you were very much that way. Like, I would ask you very pointed questions and you're like, well, I don't know if I can answer it. I'm like, someone has to know what is going on. And you're like, you're right. And I'm like, we're not gonna go put it on social media and we're not gonna go scream from the mountaintops, like, but I just think it speaks to your character of how you still deeply care for him and love him because you know who he is way, 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 way deep down inside, and you want that person to have the healing again.
Yeah.
Even if it's not with you, you just want them to have healing.
Yep. Yeah. For sure. I do.
I think that's a really big deal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really proud of you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Heavy.
Yeah. But the beautiful part of all of that is like at the same time, in that moment, I wasn't able to recognize the beauty that was starting to unfold just like in my community, and that doesn't negate any of the grief or the pain,
for sure, but it can coexist,
right?
Yeah.
It brings looking back, and in that moment it brought so much purpose, even though I didn't realize it. Like just the way my community showed up for me, the way that they were so gracious and understanding of where I was at, and also the way that they pushed me to live out my God-given value and identity, and in the way that they encouraged me to do hard things, and both by just going back to freaking work, which was so hard. Just like I'm on staff at a church, which is like, it's a lot, and at our church we like take that role very seriously, and you know, sometimes I tell people who aren't familiar with the church world when they ask what I do, I'm like, I get to walk alongside people in really hard seasons of their life and try my best to love them well and point them to Jesus. Yeah. And that takes a lot out of you, and when you already have the freaking, you know,
weight of the world on your own
shoulders.
PISS
knocked out of you.
Yes.
Kicked out of you.
Yeah.
It's like you have no wind in your sails, you know what I mean? And so it was just beautiful to have my community be the wind in my sails.
The wind beneath your wings, if you will.
Beneath my wings. Yeah.
I had to. I'm sorry.
No, I love that. But for real, anyway, that's like, I feel like that's just like scratching the surface. You know what I mean? It's
for sure.
Like a little scratch.
Just a little scratch.
Yeah. So anyway, I've yapped for so long.
It's okay.
Why don't you touch on your story now?
Yay.
Diving in. I'm diving in. I'm going.
Stephen Curtis Chapman. That's on my playlist.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sometimes I bop to it, and my husband's like, "Are we in the 90s?" I'm like, "90s worship is my favorite." Yes.
The river's deep. The river's wide.
Water is alive. Go see. Go swim. I'm diving in.
I'm diving in.
Okay. They did not come for a concert. You're welcome though. Anyway, a little bit about my story. So my husband and I got together in 2015 and then got married in 2019. A couple years later, we moved away from everything we knew and loved, the South, and moved to the Pacific Northwest, which I kind of touched on, however long ago. Everything's a blur. And, you know, as I feel like a lot of couples do, start family planning. And we tried for kids for a year, couldn't get pregnant, ended up going to a fertility clinic and did 3 fertility treatments that all failed. And man,
it's okay. We hold space for everything here. Kind of everything.
Yeah. Kind of everything. Kind of. Okay, bye, Nelly. And then we last year found out we were pregnant. just randomly. And I was like, oh my gosh, God did it. This is it. And at 12 weeks, I lost her. And very traumatically, we had seen her like 12 hours earlier and super healthy. And then all of a sudden, she was gone. And I think it just like ruined my life. Not actually, but I think it's really hard to walk through something so triggering like infertility because you're putting a lot of hopes and dreams and into like planning your family with someone you love so deeply.
Yeah.
And you want like an extension of your love to be running around your house and giggling and hearing the pitter patter and like figuring out how to try solids and then growing up and going to high school and college and you just like think that that's going to be your life and then it's not. And then dealing with the emotional toll and the physical toll of fertility treatments to have them not work and then the finance aspect of it, like they're not cheap and and so just coming to terms with the fact of like you might never have children.
Yeah.
Having to look at your spouse and be like, what if it's just us? And like having like I've always had a heart for adoption, but that doesn't fix not being able to have your own children.
Right.
I still very much want to adopt, but we thought it was going to be in addition to biological children.
Right.
And then to get pregnant, we're like, oh, this is it. Like, this is like our God story. This is a moment where we're going to tell everyone, like, look what God did through that heartache. And here's like the blessing. And then to have that taken away. I mean, it's just hard. It's really hard. My sister-in-law and I were 2.5 weeks apart with our first babies. And, my niece was born a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful. And I already love her so much. And I have a niece and 2 nephews from my husband's side, and I just adore them. But it's very much like I'm so happy and I am so excited. Like my friends, I've had several friends have babies. We were all pregnant at the same time, and they've had babies like right after my loss. And while you are so excited, you're also devastated for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that's supposed to be me. Like my due date's coming up. And then I'd have to get through all the first of that. Like my birthday is the very next day. Like in my brain, I'm like, how am I supposed to celebrate going another year? Just like of dreams that were supposed to happen. Like I was supposed to be holding a newborn in my arms. So anyway, I feel like that is very much indicative of how grief and joy can coexist because you are so happy and you love babies and you love life. God is the author of life. I tell people that all the time, and I'm like, no, sometimes I have to inform my emotions like this is a good thing. Yeah. Even though it hurts for me and my husband of that's just not what we get right now. Yeah. And how to reframe, like we just try to invest in our friends' children, and we worked in nursery all the way until I lost our baby at church just because we wanted to invest in the next generation. Yeah. And I don't know. It's just really hard. Life is just really hard and unfair. And I don't understand why we lost her. I don't understand. I probably won't until we get to heaven. And then when I get to heaven, I'll hear a little girl say, Mama. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I'll hear a little girl say Mama for the first time. Yeah. And I'll get to meet her. And I'm really excited for that. But it's really hard right now. Yeah. And then there's all the questions of like, will we ever get pregnant again? And like, what if we don't? What if that was our only pregnancy? Yeah. Like, how crappy is that? Yeah. And it's hard, I think, as a girl, like, not to blame yourself. Yeah. Because I was one carrying her. Yeah. She was in my body, and like, it feels like I failed my husband and I failed our baby. And no matter how many times he tells me it's not your fault, like, I'm not mad at you. You just still, I think Satan really plays like a role in that and makes you feel like it is your fault. And it's just hard. Like, it's all just really hard, and it's really fresh. And I have not gone one day without crying. Yeah. In some way. Yeah. Just because it's just,
like I had a baby and now I don't know. It's just it's heavy.
It is heavy.
I really should have brought tissues up here. Dang it.
We can take a commercial break and get tissues if you want.
It's fine.
Collect ourselves.
Yeah, you're just gonna listen to me sniffle a little bit. Anyway, so after all of that happened, I texted a few people and just said I don't want to talk about it, but we lost a baby. And we had people send us DoorDash money. We had a couple people drop off meals, and just to watch like the same people that walked through our infertility journey with us now walk through our loss journey, and to realize how loved we are by these people. And one of my good friends who had a baby right after I lost ours would just text me every day like, I love you and I'm praying for you and I'm holding space for you. And that meant so much to me, just to be like, I don't have to be anything, I don't have to respond, but like to know that I'm loved. And like she knew that I was not doing well, so asking how are you is not helpful.
No. I hate that question. Like,
how are you? Terrible, thanks for asking. Like, how much trauma do you want me to dump on you?
Why is that a greeting? America, I have so many questions. America, explain if you know the vine.
Yes. Like, I think we should petition and change greetings.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be like, how are you? Really going through it. Thanks for asking, Sharon.
You can just say like, hi, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
And then be like, do you want to talk about stuff, or do you like, or do you just want to have a good time today?
Yeah. Well, and I think another thing that like I didn't think was triggering was when you get to know people, one of the first questions people always ask is, do you have children? Well, how do I, now having lost one, how do I, like,
not alive?
I mean, usually that's, I just say not living, or I say not earthside, or I say I have one in heaven. Like, those are, I try not to be
I have a dead
abrasive. No, I don't say that. I do not say that.
Dark humor?
Yes. I feel like with you, I would say something like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know me very, very well.
Yeah.
Like, you sat in my bed with me and cried with me. Like,
yeah.
Or on my couch.
Yeah.
You sat in my bed and cried too. But,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just complicated. Like, there's so much that I think, like, I didn't realize going into that type of grief of how complicated the whole situation is. And it's just, life is just messy. And I feel like that's just showing even more how messy it is.
Yeah.
And, like, how do you move forward?
Yeah.
Because there's no moving on from losing a child. I shouldn't have to lose a baby at 30.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that parents should be losing children ever. I think it should be the other way around, and we bury our parents because it's the natural flow of life.
Yeah.
But that's not reality. And I know so many women who have lost babies.
Yeah,
and
me too.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
And I'm thankful. Like, I see a lot more, and I hear a lot more about people having miscarriages or stillborns. And
yeah.
And I'm thankful that there's space, because it is so deep and painful. And
yeah.
Just, I feel like for doctors to brush it off or be like, it just happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, that doesn't mean it's not a loss of life.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just didn't have the best experience with my OB either afterwards.
No.
And I think that shocked me. I just thought, like, because at 12 weeks you're considered, quote, safe. And so for me, I was like, oh, I'm like out of the first trimester.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
No.
And then for my doctor to be like, well, I'm shocked because everything seemed healthy. Thank you. Yeah, me too.
And then the text you received after that too. Like,
well, she didn't even call me for 2 days, and then she texted me, and I was like, "This is not
the
good
type of care you want."
No,
yeah,
not at all.
No,
and so yeah, it was not an enjoyable experience in any way, shape, or form.
No, definitely don't recommend.
No, 0 out of 10, don't recommend. So anyway, that's like the bulk of my grief that I am sitting in all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard. I think one thing that is like one thing that rings true and kind of ties back into what we were saying at the beginning of today's podcast is like the depth of life and love that we've both been able to realize because of the grief, though.
Yeah.
And it's not negating the pain, because
Because wowza.
Because we both are like, the amount of times that one of us is crying on the phone or in the living room or as we're eating lunch, or then like both of us are crying because the other one's crying, or like we're trying to like keep it together for the other one so that we can like, you know, help just support and offer support. But sometimes it is just crying together, you know? But I like the amount of times I keep coming back to I wouldn't get to love you in this way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish any of this on anyone.
Yeah.
But there's a level of understanding and affection that we get to have for each other that we wouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't lose a kid, but I lost a future that I dreamed of. And I can relate to that. And I can relate to people asking about it all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, just like mourning that, like, it's so different, but there's so much parallels in our grief. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think the thing is like grief is universal.
Yeah.
And, you know, we will all experience some level of grief and trauma because we live in a fallen world. Yeah. And that is unfortunate reality that we're in. Yeah. And, you know, being able to be like, I don't understand exactly what you're walking through, but I'm here to support you. And I know how grief feels. So like, I know the heaviness. I know the despair. I know what it feels to be like you're in a pit and you can't crawl out. Like when you were talking about earlier and you were saying how, you know, you were having a hard time like being undone. Like I was thinking in my head, like the whole time I was like, right after we lost her, it was like, if I come undone, how do I put myself back together? And will I ever be put back together? And I think you can, but it looks different. Like we will never be the same people we were before this happened. For good and bad. Because like I lost a piece of me. And you lost a piece of you. And that's just the reality of like hurt and grief and, you know, I don't know where else to go after that.
I think also though, like it's not just left there. Like it's not just left at losing. Like it reminds me of, if anyone's familiar with the story of the Israelites, you know, wandering in the desert for 40 years. Like God rescued them from Egypt. They were slaves for centuries.
A long time. I don't even know how long.
For the long time.
We're not theologians, but yes.
No, we're not. But for, you know, an awful amount of time, and they were mistreated, they're slaves, and, you know, and God rescued them, and they were wandering in the wilderness for 40 freaking years in the desert.
Well, I mean, you have to think like one generation died out and the next one came in. Like, that's crazy. That's a long time.
Like for a whole generation, that was all they knew, was wandering in the desert alone. But it's like God didn't bring them there for nothing, because then if you look at the whole rest of the, you know, story of the Bible, you see God's heart to redeem and restore, and
how he provided for them even in the wandering. Like he gave them sustenance through that. Right. And like he's done that for both of us as well.
In so many like intangible ways, like financially, with food and shelter and house and clothing, and then also in like intangible ways, like friendship, community, love, connection, people holding space for us, and like
for sure
just giving us grace upon grace that we couldn't ever imagine,
or that
receiving.
We don't deserve. I mean,
yeah
I think about that a lot, and how like I know we talk about community, like in our little circle we talk about community and how it's made and not found, and how important that is. And I think especially when you're walking through really hard things, how important that community is, because like my family doesn't live here. They are states away, and they couldn't just jump on a plane and come the next day. Like and that's hard, you know, because, you know, if you have a good, healthy family like that, you want them. And so to have like my church family that we call them family because they're friends who became family,
Yeah.
be able to come over. Like you and Lauren came and sat with me the next day and
Yeah.
just listened to me cry and tell my story
Yeah.
and how awful that was.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I trauma dump? And you're like, I guess. Yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, okay, are you sure?
No, what you don't know is like me and Lauren had a little powwow outside before we came in, and we were like, we're just here to listen, and we were both on the same page. We were like, we just want to be here for Ashley, and she's like, no silver linings, no what do you call it, platitudes. And I was like,
yeah,
dude,
because I don't.
I'm on
that's
the same
not helpful.
page, and she was like, hello Nelly. She says, I'll take platitudes, please give me platitudes.
Oh, that was a big yawn.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Because when you're in the middle of it, you don't want to be like, God has a plan. That irritates me more than anything else ever.
Next time my response.
No. You don't think I know that. Everything happens for a reason. Tell me more about why. I'm not going to be dark humor. I'm not going to be rude.
This is us coping right now. We just opened the can, guys.
We did. We got to close it soon.
Breath.
We got to close it
Yeah,
soon because we're running out of time.
That's
but
right.
So anyway, so now that we've dumped really hard things and cried, how about we just briefly touch on like what are things that have given us hope and how have we moved forward? Because I feel like we need to end this on a lighter note because
100%.
especially for me, because I've just been crying the whole time.
It's fine. I've been like tearing up with you, so
it's true.
Right.
Yeah. Do I still have makeup on my face?
You do.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, you do. It's not bleeding or anything.
Perfect.
It's great.
So, what has helped you in your healing process? What have been like? Give me a few things that you're like, this really stands out to me and, you know, like has been super encouraging for your heart in the middle of all of this.
As counterintuitive as it sounds, sitting with the grief.
Yeah.
So
true.
My counselor, so she was talking about this metaphor of like if grief were like in a pot, if grief were soup, right? Like life will dump more in the pot. Mm-hmm. But the pot doesn't have to be overflowing. But the only way that we can like get the pot of soup to go down is by eating it.
Yeah.
So it's just one bowl at a time.
Yep.
You know? And that doesn't mean you have to wallow. It's just like, okay, I'm going to take 20 minutes or 1 minute if that's all I can stand today.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to sit here and, you know, I got this grief journal too. It's called The Pretty Painful Grief Book. Mm-hmm. And it's for people who experience like death. So there's some stuff that doesn't like translate to my season, but the majority of it does. And the majority of it I think would translate to your season as well. But
I mean, we send each other their stuff on Instagram literally all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I relate to this. I know you can.
Yeah. But it's just, they're just like these journal prompts of like just helping you actually reflect on what you loved, which makes you reflect on what you've lost and makes you feel your grief, and then I'm able to close the book and move on. So like just feeling the grief has really helped me. And then like a more pragmatic thing, prayer walking, walking with friends, and just like
we did a lot of walking in the fall.
We did.
It's too dang hot right now, but I'm like in a month we're gonna start walking again. I'm really excited.
I am too. Walking is amazing if you look into the science of it. I won't get into it because we're trying to wrap up, but
we can definitely be nerdy on a different episode though.
Yeah,
because it is a blast.
The science behind
bilateral movement.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bilateral movement is so beautiful.
Yeah.
In the way that it helps you process things.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, walking has been really great with that. And I think also just like making community with people who are safe and being okay with being however I am and just showing up. Yep. Because that's strength, you know, just showing up how I am is being strong and resilient. And therapy's also been great. Highly recommend therapy. Stigma be gone. Throw that in the trash.
Everyone needs therapy.
So helpful.
I'm gonna say it again. Everyone needs therapy.
I agree. I second that. Yeah. What are things that have like helped you get through it and like move forward?
Yeah.
Right?
No, I know what you're saying. I think a lot of it is like I am an auditory processor. So having you and Lauren just come sit, having friends make space for me to just be like, I'm having a really hard time.
Yeah.
Here are my ugly feelings.
Yes.
Like what I sent you in the voice memo the other day. Like working through that, like those are normal. And anyway, auditory processing.
Yes.
Walks were super helpful for me as well. Like before we even lost our daughter, like, you know, just through infertility, moving my body in gentle ways. Like I have bad joints and it's what it is. And it doesn't matter if I'm fat or skinny, they hurt. So just like gentle movement. I did some like, I found this gal who does Pilates on yoga. It's called Sunshine Pilates.
On yoga? On YouTube.
On YouTube.
We're worded out.
Yes. On YouTube, this girl does Pilates and she just like speaks like affirmation over you as you're doing them. And I just really thought that was encouraging.
Yeah, I love that.
But I think also for me, like being able to show up for my friends going through hard things, I mean, like we're in it together and then like figuring out how to love people well.
Yeah.
Like through, to me, I think it's hard. We talk about this a lot, but like informing your emotions.
Yes.
They are a check engine light and they're important and you need to feel them. But also at some point, you have to be like, okay, I'm choosing to be okay today. And I am choosing to find joy in the middle of the hard.
Right.
And so for me, like taking meals to friends that are sick or being like, hey, let's go get like a sweet treat. We'll go to Swig or Sonic or we'll just drive around. Like we've had lots of time in the car with the windows down, screaming music. Like
Paramore, anyone?
I mean, yeah, but like not even music that needs to be screamed.
No.
I'm thinking like Justin Bieber, Baby. That doesn't need to be screamed, but we'd be screaming.
How's just a baby no air?
Oh, that is that was my college anthem.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
Yes, that was like my college anthem. Can you tell we're on worship at church?
Yeah, with my great singing right there. It was so good.
But I think just that and like a lot of puppy snuggles. You know, they're both touching me right now. So,
yes.
A lot of that and just processing. And I think a big thing for my husband and I is just choosing each other.
Yeah.
And being like, we're both not okay, but how do we become okay? And, you know, losing a kid can either make you or break you. And we decided it wasn't going to break us.
Yeah.
And I think going through infertility and loss has made us stronger as a couple. You know, like we've had a lot of hard in 6 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Not that we put on ourselves.
No, just life.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Losing a parent, having another parent with dementia is hard. And my parents moving away and us moving away. And, you know, just a lot of firsts, you know, like everyone has firsts in their marriage. But I just think like a lot of life lived in 6 years. And so choosing each other, and I mean, anyone that knows us knows that I am obsessed. I know that he is too. He's just not as vocal about it with other people because he's an introvert.
Yes. Yes, he is.
But we were very intentional, you know, with each other and making sure we're going on date nights. And
you guys are, yeah.
You know, when he goes fishing, I like to just sit and just so I can be with him. Yeah. You know, even if we're not like, I mean, we're hanging out, but we're like not
having solitude together.
Yeah. Like a couple weekends ago, we went up in the mountains and he was fishing and I was sitting and reading a book. And so I just think that and like being connected in nature and all of those things has been just really healing for me. You know, having girls' nights and doing crafts and I don't know, just being goofy.
Yeah, being goofy, dude. I lately have been just like embracing this thing of like choosing joy in the sense of like I've been taking photos. I think I talked about this last time. I don't remember if I did. So anyways, but just taking photos in the moment, almost like as a way of practicing gratitude, of being like, this is something that brings me joy, or these people are people who bring me joy.
Yeah.
And taking,
well, and then sorry.
No, you're good. I'm taking pictures of that, and then I was gonna get into the gratitude thing.
Okay, also, I was gonna say
practicing gratitude. Me and Ashley have been doing it. How long have we been doing it? We did it off and on for a minute, but we've been pretty like,
I would say consistently 3 years.
Yeah.
I think it's been on and off for like a year because we were both struggling. And I was like, you know, one thing that like scientifically and from a biblical perspective that helps combat bitterness is being thankful. And it's not just saved for Thanksgiving. It should be a practice we do every day. And so just we used to send each other 3 texts we were thankful for, but then I found this app through TikTok. I want to say it's like Gratitude Plus or something, but we created like a little group, and it lists 3 things that you're thankful for. And a lot of times you'll throw in a picture, or I'll throw in a picture of like a good moment from the day. And it doesn't even have to be related to what you were thankful for, but it's like, this brought me joy, I'm putting it up, and you can enjoy it too.
Yes.
Most of mine are like pictures of
the
kid I nanny or the dogs.
Yes.
Because I just love them.
Or like your chaos garden outside.
Oh yeah. That is bringing me so much joy.
Yeah.
I know. My eyes twitching because I've been crying. I was like, I hope she didn't notice that. It's like,
sorry, I just like exposed you on the internet. I'm sorry.
I have been so excited about this chaos garden though, because of the bumblebees and the honeybees and all the different flowers, and flowers bring me joy.
I know, me too.
So I've been trying to have flowers like every couple weeks at our house.
Yes.
Like in the living room where we spend most of our time. Oh my gosh, Bean. No, don't delete any notes. Oh my gosh. I don't know if she deleted our notes.
She may have.
I think she did. Yeah, she did.
No.
It's okay. I can put it back.
Rip.
Drama. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. It's not that serious.
No, it's fine.
I don't need my notes for this. But anyway, I think just finding like little things like that.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. Gratitude informs your attitude.
I love that. As cliche as that is, I love that.
Instead of having an attitude of gratitude informs your attitude.
True. And one kind of wild thing that could be controversial is you have gotten some tattoos, and I just got my first tattoo.
Yes. We also cope with tattoos, guys.
I mean, I wouldn't say I cope with it. I just got one. I got one in honor of my daughter. Yeah. It's a snowdrop and a forget-me-not sprig. So she was born in January, and then forget-me-nots are like the symbol for loss.
Yeah.
And then a fun little story about the little butterfly. I'm not a butterfly gal.
Yeah.
I'm becoming more of a butterfly gal, but I wasn't. But anytime I was like praying or like talking to friends about our daughter or anything, I would see one little white butterfly. And then I have a couple friends that have lost a couple babies, and I saw 2 white butterflies playing in a lavender bush. And I texted my friend and I was like, I just saw your babies playing. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, obviously those are not literally, we don't believe in reincarnation, but just like a little
reminder
and like a little like wink from God of like, hey, I see you and I see your pain, and I just want you to know like you're loved. And so now I don't see them everywhere, but I see them often. Especially I'll see one in my backyard that'll come through 2 or 3 times a week. And I have not been able to get on video yet, which is so annoying. One day I will. But I just think it's like just a cute, and it's a little butterfly. I mean, it's not big. Small. It is. It's, I don't know, like an inch or so total.
Yeah.
And so that's why I got a little butterfly too. But I don't know. Just like a little, I mean, her DNA is in my body.
It is.
And so just might as well write it on my skin.
Yeah. So now that you're here and have listened to my scatterbrain story, Ashley's was way more like linear. So
I think it's because I've told it a lot more.
Kudos. Yeah, I haven't.
And for legal reasons.
Yes.
But I don't have any legal reasons, so an auditory processor over here.
Yes, me too. Which is why I have to like, and then it feels more scatterbrain because I don't want to like vomit everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, so last year, on Saturday before the Monday that I left my house, I went with one of our friends, the one who just had a baby, who was texting you every day, telling you she loved you.
She's the one that gave me my first tattoo, because she's a tattoo artist.
I love her. She went with me.
She's a national treasure.
She is a national treasure. I love that.
Everyone should know her. She wants to be on the podcast, and we are definitely going to have her. Yeah. She hates that. Mama G.
No, she loves it now.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
because when I called her that a while ago, she was like, don't call me that.
She hated it, but I think it's growing on her. Or it's like one of those things where she's so sarcastic that I can't tell if she's being serious or not. Anyways, she went with me to get this butterfly tattoo also. If you can see it on the podcast, it's cute. If you're not watching, then you don't get to see it. Sorry. Maybe someday if we meet in person, then you'll see it.
I mean, I'm sure at some point they'll send we'll post a picture and someone will see it somewhere.
Sure, I'm sure. Yeah. But at the time, I just thought it was cute because I was like picking from a flash menu.
Yeah.
And I was like, butterflies are pretty, and I won't regret that. I love butterflies. Like, I'm not like a butterfly person, but they're pretty.
Yeah.
And it goes with my little watering can that I have with the flower. Like, it's just part of the vibe, you know? And I got it on Saturday, not knowing that 2 days later I'd be leaving my house.
Yeah.
And so it didn't have meaning at the time,
but now
it does. It's like this reminder for me of like, look how far you've come, you know? And like,
well, I mean, not to be super cliche, but you did spread your wings.
So cliche.
And you've had a rebirth of sorts.
I feel like I have. I feel like
you absolutely have.
I'm like into fashion a little bit now, which is weird. Like,
I know. You're like, look what I bought.
I'm like, look, it's so cute. And like, I want to decorate my house more. And like, I'm super into plants, which I've always been into plants, but I'm like even more into plants now.
Well, and I think part of it, not you wearing your plant mom shirt, I think part of it though, like I've gotten several new plants, is like you finally have come out of the survival mode and now you're in the thrive mode of like, I have space to take care of something. Like I started my sourdough again.
Yeah.
And just being able to be like, I made this. This is so fun. And I think that's part of like the finding the joy in the middle of the grief and the hard.
Yes.
Is like, no, I've come out of the trenches, and it doesn't mean grief is not. The thing is, grief is not linear. We are not going to go from point A to point B in a straight line.
Absolutely.
You're going to do like 5 million curly cues, and you're actually going to go backwards quite a bit.
Have you ever seen that show? What is it called? The Good Place?
Yes.
You know how like heaven is like Jeremy Laramie or whatever, Jeremy Bearimy. It's like that. I don't know. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. They're saying,
I think it's going to be a very niche group, but
like, it's like this like weird loop-de-loop thing that's in the shape of the Jeremy. Which is honestly kind of funny because it's just like you're like going.
We should watch that again.
You know?
That should be our show that we binge watch together.
I'm so down.
I love that.
Such a good show.
So
yeah.
Anyway.
Joy and grief can coexist, and grief is not freaking linear at all.
Nope.
And also like being in the midst of a nuclear bomb season. I feel like I'm coming out on the other side now.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt still. That doesn't mean that it doesn't impact my daily life. It does, you know, and I'm in process, you're in process, we're all in process. And like, if you're in the thick of it right now, or you think, you know, you sense something's coming your way, like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more people around you who've experienced really hard things, even if it's not the same.
Or even if they don't talk about it.
You'd be surprised, like, how many people can relate to you.
Yeah.
And I think just talking about it with trusted people, you know, and if you need someone to pray with you or cheer you on or tell you it's okay to not be okay.
We like making friends.
We do. we do like making friends, and we would love to support you however we can. So I think that's kind of my like positive note to kind of wrap up with, is just it's okay to not be okay. And also, like, nothing is forever. You know? Like, nothing is forever. That was something you were encouraging me with this week. I think is just like,
you can do anything for a short amount of time.
Yeah. I don't think you can shorten seasons of grief, but I think you can definitely prolong them by not, you know, embracing what life is throwing at you.
For sure.
You know? And, like, actually processing it.
Yeah.
Like taking the bowl of grief. Soup, you know?
Well, I mean, and when you're in the middle of it, you feel like it's never going to end, and you feel like there's no hope and there's no positive. But I mean, we're both living proof that things can get better.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean it's not hard. Like we've said the whole time, it doesn't mean it's not hard. It is very difficult and it's traumatizing, but we're here, and you know, we hope that this encourages you in some way. And I feel like we always say at the end of all of our podcasts is, you're important and you matter. Yeah. And, you know, at church we say, because of Jesus, you matter. And we both fully believe that. Yes. So.
We do. Is there any, You know what? I'm gonna quote us from today. I'm gonna quote you from today to end it. Showing up, however you are, is strength. Showing up is strength. It doesn't, even if you're crying, even if you're in tattered clothing or haven't showered or are impatient or fill in the blank. Showing up is strength.
Yep.
So we'll leave you with that. Yeah.
Have a great week.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.